Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your monthly intuitive reading for February 2022. For this month's monthly reading, we will be using the Sirian Starseed Tarot by Patricia Corey and Alyssa Bartha for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this month, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Work Your Light Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. Okay, so can you believe we're already in the second month of 2022? It just seems like yesterday that we had a transition into a new year. This month of February also is going to be like a new beginning because it is the beginning of the new Chinese astrological year. And I don't claim to know a lot about Chinese astrology, but I did want to make mention about the fact that we are moving into the year of the tiger. So that's exciting. The year of the tiger is this month. And the year of the tiger, if we kind of think back just for a moment, I did a little bit of research to be able to give you a little bit of information on this new Chinese year. If we think back to 2020, we entered the year of the rat in 2020. Now, that was a year of survival because that's when we had COVID, right? And so the rat was the year of survival, and then we went into 2021, which was the year of the ox. Now, an ox is a big, sturdy animal, like a bull, right? An ox and a bull are pretty much the same thing. That was a year of anchoring in a new reality, anchoring in the new reality that we are now living in. Now, in 2022, and the Chinese New Year always comes in, I believe it's the first new moon in the month of February, I think is when the transition actually happens. And the new moon for this month of February actually occurs on the 1st of February. So as we transition into a new Chinese year, it's the year of the tiger. And the year of the tiger, you know, if you think about the animal, the tiger, this is a symbol of strength, bravery, and courage. And so these are some of the energies or some of the themes that we can expect for this year of the tiger that begins in February. Tiger years are also very ambitious, enthusiastic, and there's an element of justice with the tiger. The tiger, as I read about it, really likes a sense of justice out in the world. So again, on a collective level, we're looking at strength, bravery, courage, ambition, enthusiasm, and justice. Now, the tiger is a yang energy. You know, we talk about yin, we talk about yang. The yin is the feminine principle, the yang is the masculine. Well, the yang energy, tiger is a yang animal, okay? So this brings in that fiery, kind of passionate yang energy, that active yang energy. However, just as in astrology, you know, we have the elements of fire, earth, air, and water in astrology. Well, in Chinese astrology, they also have fire, earth, air, water. They also have a fifth element, which is metal. So this year of the tiger is a water tiger this year, which is interesting because we think of a tiger as this more, you know, take charge, confident, ferocious kind of animal. But this year being a water tiger brings in more of an emotional element. And I found that very interesting because this personal, or I shouldn't say personal, the universal year number for 2022, you know, as we transitioned into 2022 in January, we went into a universal year of the number 6. Because 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 is a 6. And the 6 is a very emotional number. In fact, it rules the emotions, the emotional body, you know, it rules that emotional realm. It rules matters of home and family and the heart and nurturing and caring for other people. So that seemed to go right right on track there with this year of the tiger being a water tiger, a more emotional, loving sort of tiger. Yes, he's still confident. Yes, he's still strong. Yes, he's still going to be enthusiastic and looking for that sense of justice. But there's an emotional, nurturing, and maybe family and relationship oriented element to that water tiger energy. Now, going back to this, just the tiger year in general, I want to make one more note here for you all, is that it is a time of big changes and usually rapid changes. Usually in a tiger year, we see big movement or big and rapid changes, fast changes that come about. There's also an element of adventure and there's an element of risk taking in a tiger year. So I thought that was a little fun, and I thought I would add that energy for the February monthly forecast. So let's start by taking a look at the number energy for the month of February. So we already mentioned that we're in a 6 universal year on a collective level, and that's all of 2022 is that 6 year. We take the number of the month in question, so now we're into February. February is the 2nd month, and we add that 6 universal year energy to the number 2, and we get an 8 universal month energy for February. Now the 8 is also a masculine yang sort of energy. It's a number that rules our career path, our life path, our destiny path, business, confidence, courage, power, empowerment. So all of those things are going to be partly a focus of energy for February. Now remember, where power and empowerment comes, there can also be disempowerment or power and control energies. So that also might be part of the theme for the month of February. But the number 8 also rules personal resources like finances and money especially. So we have career, business, money, finances, our goals, our ambitions. And it rules all of that kind of earthly realm for this month of February. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out that I thought was interesting was the fact that we're in 2022, so there's a lot of 2s there, right? And February is the 2nd month, so there's another 2. So all of this 2 energy is going to bring in this focus on the balance and equality of relationships. Because that's what the number 2 is about in numerology. The number 2 is about relationships, relationship harmony, bringing things back into balance, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It's about equality. It's about justice, going back to that, equality and justice, that justice piece of the tiger. That's part of it too. So I think in February here, we're looking at, again, a lot of this 2 energy that makes up this 8 energy. So we could be focused on business relationships, for instance, or equality in all kinds of relationships, even romantic relationships where we need to empower ourselves. So some of this is going to be the theme for February. Now, the 8th Major Arcana in the tarot, because this is going to have a significance as well for the month of February, which is very interesting because I usually pull it out of the Sirian Starseed Tarot because that's usually the deck I'm using for the monthly intuitive reading. And in the Sirian Starseed Tarot, Major Arcana number 8, which is typically the strength card in most decks, there's some decks where the 8th Major Arcana is justice, actually. And then there's some decks where the 8th card is the strength card. The opposite then would be the 11th Major Arcana usually be in justice, but can also, if it's flip-flopped, it can also be the strength card. But in the Sirian Starseed Tarot, it is the strength card. But look at the image on this card, because the strength card in the traditional tarot is usually showed with a lion and a woman, a goddess, a maiden who is with that lion. Sometimes she has her hand on the lion's shoulder. Sometimes she's got her hands like opening his mouth. In other words, she's kind of that feminine, taming, nurturing influence with this ferocious, take charge, go get 'em kind of energy of the tiger or of the lion. But it's interesting that this one is the tiger, and we're going into the year of the tiger. So again, this tiger energy is very strong, and you can see in this strength card that the tiger energy has a lot of that kind of crazy fire element around it. And fire is creative, fire is passionate, fire is leadership oriented. All of these things about that fire element. Even though this is a water tiger that we're going into a water tiger year, which brings in more of this emotional, there's no water around this particular image of this tiger, but the water to me would maybe be representative of the yin energy of the black darkness around the fiery yang tiger. So again, we have this combination of strength and silence. So there's strength within our silence, right? And we can push forward and take action, but we can do it in a loving and nurturing way. Again, this emotional water tiger energy. So again, the strength, it's time to show our bravery. It's time to maybe take a risk. It's time to be a leader. It's time to be adventurous. And it's really time to embrace, I think, some big changes, not just in the month of February, but in this whole new Chinese year of the tiger. But for February, again, with that 8 energy, we're really moving into a sense of our own inner authority and inner power during this month. So that's a little bit about the numerology, a little bit about the Chinese astrology. Let's go ahead and look at the astrological highlights of significance for this month. Now, it's not a month that's got a lot of astrological connections going on, but what we do have kind of balances that Capricornian energy into the next sign of the zodiac, that Aquarian energy. And Capricorn is earth and practical and stable and works towards its goals. It's very ambitious, like the tiger. Aquarius, on the other hand, is an air sign, which is all about the mind, new ideas, new perceptions, new way of looking at things, coming together and networking with people of like mind, or using our communication and a higher communication with Aquarius to create a better way. Through our creation of new ideas, we're creating a better way to talk with and interact with one another, and a better way to live on this planet as far as humanity. So we start out on the 1st of February with the new moon. That's the new moon that heralds in this year of the tiger energy. It's a new moon in Aquarius at 12 degrees of Aquarius. And this new moon, which is a time of new beginnings, right? It's going to be challenging Uranus, and Uranus is the great awakener. Uranus is a planet that sometimes will take a risk or make a big redirection or change that maybe is unexpected. So we might find some new beginnings on or around the 1st of February. And again, this is the initiation of a 2-week cycle, right, of new beginnings, of the moon kind of waxing and growing, and us putting out our intentions and taking actions towards whatever these new beginnings might be for us. So it challenges Uranus, bringing in these sudden changes, and then it connects with Saturn. It conjuncts Saturn, this new moon. And Saturn is that manifesting influence, that grounding influence. So first there's this huge changing energy, and then there's a grounding energy with that new moon. And then on the 3rd of February, we have Mercury, the planet that rules the mental realm, our mind, our thoughts, our ideas, our perceptions, and information and communication. Mercury's turning back to direct motion finally. Now it turns back to direct motion at 24 degrees of Capricorn. It retrograded from 10 degrees Aquarius back to 24 degrees of Capricorn. So we have this mix of Aquarian, visionary, group, networking, new ideas energy with the Capricorn, practical, grounded, ambitious, goal setting, step-by-step movement towards what we want to accomplish and manifest. So Mercury stopping at that 24th degree of Capricorn and now moving forward, and later in this month of February we'll move back into Aquarius. So we're starting to see progress in the way of, again, our ideas and our perceptions and our connections maybe with new people, or communications and trying to resolve old conflict energy perhaps with people that are already in our lives. And then the next thing of significance here, if we take a look here, the next thing of significance, there's a few other aspects going on, but I think the 11th of February, where Mercury, which is still in Capricorn on the 11th, is connecting to Pluto. And Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration. It's about power, taking back our power, owning our power, empowering ourselves. And again, with Mercury, it's empowering ourselves with our empowered thoughts, empowering ourselves through our communications and through our words with that Mercury. So maybe we need to take our power back in some sort of communication or interaction with somebody else. Maybe we are just putting out these new thoughts and intentions into the universe, where we again own our power and our authenticity, and we stay goal-oriented with what it is that we are here to accomplish and what it is that we want to do. And then on the 14th, it looks like, Mercury does move back into Aquarius. Okay, so now Mercury is moving back into Aquarius. It's still in its shadow, though, until almost the end of February, meaning where Mercury went retrograde at 10 degrees of Aquarius, Mercury now has to pass that 10-degree Aquarius marker before it's completely out of its shadow, which officially will end the Mercury retrograde time period. So we're still in this resolution mode. Resolution, again, either with communications and interactions with other people, maybe resolution with our own thoughts and perceptions and how we're looking at or viewing something or a situation in our lives. And as it passes its shadow on February, or the end of February, I want to just say that Mercury will be in Aquarius until March 9th. So into, the good first week of the month of March before it moves out of Aquarius and into that next sign of Pisces. On the 16th of February, we have a full moon. So this full moon is at 27 degrees of Leo. Leo is the sign that rules the lion, right? Every sign of the zodiac has an animal. Usually it's an animal associated with it. Aries the ram, Taurus the bull, etc. We have Leo the lion, or we can say the tiger. Actually, in my research about the New Year of the Tiger, the Chinese New Year of the Tiger, I read somewhere that a long, long time ago, the Chinese sign used to be the sign of the lion. I didn't go further to find out why it was that they changed it, but somewhere along the line they changed that animal, that Chinese animal of the lion, they changed it to the tiger. So it has that same kind of energy to it. And with this full moon at 27 degrees of Leo, and that full moon is going to be in a connection to Pluto. Now it is an inconjunct to Pluto, and for those of you that don't know, an inconjunct means that we have to adjust some sort of energy. We have to make some sort of adjustment between this Leo creative, leadership oriented, take charge energy and the Pluto energy, which is in Capricorn. But Pluto is pretty powerful too. They're both powerful signs, and maybe in different ways, where Leo is this creative power and Pluto is this like ancient power of death and rebirth, transformation and change. So I feel like this full moon is going to be a powerful one and bring things to a head. It's definitely going to, expand our emotional energies. It may expand our creative abilities and creative energies, or leadership or take charge abilities, especially with that connection to Pluto there. And then is there anything else? I guess the last thing really is that on the 18th, the sun will move out of Aquarius and move into Pisces, that next sign of the zodiac, which is the typical time of year that we transition from Aquarius to Pisces. But for most of the month and some of the other aspects that I didn't mention, there's a lot of things in Capricorn, and then there's a lot of things in the next sign of the zodiac, Aquarius. So we're really utilizing that goal-oriented, ambitious Capricorn sign with this new idea, humanitarian energy of Aquarius. Another thing when I was meditating on the month and doing this video, and then, you know, writing out the transits, pulling the cards, is they wanted me to give you some power days for the month. I don't usually do that. I don't know if I'll do it again, but the power days that they mentioned, and what would be the power day in this definition, in this instance, they're saying that these power days that I'm about to give you are time periods where there's more of this new beginning, yang, take charge, empowerment sort of energies going on. And that's going to be the 1st of February, the 8th of February, the 11th of February, and the 16th of February. And some of those are, you know, one of those is a master number, 11 is a master number, the 16 is a karmic number. So, you know, that's another little interesting tidbit with those power number days. So that brings us to, oh my goodness, I didn't show you the stones of choice. Everybody's probably wondering, what are your stones of choice? So before we get to the collective message, let's show you what the stones of choice are for that special message card a little bit later on. So sorry about that. There's no mistakes, right? I guess it was supposed to be like this. So all of these stones that I'm about to show you all relate to the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is that center, that chakra energy that rules our creative self-expression and our sexual energy too. But it's that creative self-expression where I felt like going into the year of the tiger, and this being, while it is an 8-month, 8's not necessarily the most creative number, but for whatever reason, I was drawn to the sacral chakra stones. And the first one is amber, okay? So if your special stone of choice is going to be amber, the amber relates to renewal, good luck, positivity, empowerment, and purification of thoughts. Again, that's renewal, good luck, positivity, empowerment, and purification of thoughts. Your second stone of choice is carnelian, okay? Carnelian, vitality, creativity, motivation, courage. Oh, what is that word? Balance. Oh, yeah, emotional balance, sorry. Emotional balance, and promotes positive choices. So again, that's vitality, creativity. I have a hard time reading my own writing sometimes. Vitality, creativity, motivation, courage, emotional balance, and promotes positive choices. Okay. And then your last stone of choice is tangerine aura quartz. Tangerine aura quartz. And this is for self-esteem, or healthy self-esteem and healthy self-worth, confidence, creativity, inspiration, and increases your power of insight. Again, that's self-esteem, self-worth, confidence, creativity, inspiration, and increases your power of insight. Okay. So now you can think about that for a few minutes while we're looking at what cards give us messages for the collective this month. So the first card, let's turn that over here. Okay, we've got the Ace of Crystals, the Ace of Crystals. So interestingly enough, the Ace of Crystals is like the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles, or the Ace of Earth, is about the manifestation of a new beginning. Now, our new moon on the 1st of February is in Aquarius, which is more of a new beginning on a mental level, a new beginning like new ideas, new perceptions, new ways of thinking. But I think that that crystal here in the background, in this Ace of Crystals, this Ace of Pentacles, if you will, this is giving us also that kind of look into the clarity of the crystal to see what you can see, like to see clearer what's before you. You know, some people use like clear crystals, and they're usually in the form of a crystal ball, right? When we use a crystal ball, but we could also use, you know, some big clear quartz crystal to scry into, to use our visionary, clairvoyance, intuitive abilities to see with clarity the picture before us, to see the new idea, to see the new perception, to envision what the next steps are. So I'm going to say that this is kind of a combination of a new beginning of a way of thinking and perceiving and believing, and a new beginning that is on a manifested level, meaning there can be a new beginning with career, job, finances, home, family, like all those tangible things in our life. And that crystals also gives us the idea that there's a manifested new beginning that's starting to unfold. And we are in a new beginning of a new Chinese year. So that's part of the new beginning too, where we might see a switch from that more stable, grounded ox energy from last year into this more radical, confident, courageous, take charge tiger energy. Okay. So this is a very positive and wonderful card to start out with. So, you know, the aces are always about new beginnings, and they're always positive. I think that this is showing us that there's definitely some good things ahead. So envision it, see it in your mind so that we can manifest it in reality. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the next card here. Second card. Okay. The second card, now this is an air card, but it's the two of orbs, the two of air, the two of swords, okay? This brings in the idea of needing to balance. Remember how I talked about all of the twos in 2022, and February being the second month, and the number 2 was about balance, balancing emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, bringing balance in your relationships, bringing balance between home and family and who you are out in the world in your career, bringing balance of your own masculine and feminine side. So the two of orbs is saying we're needing to bring things into balance, or we're needing to stay in a state of balance, especially on a mental level as we move through this energy this month. The two of swords, or the two of orbs, also could indicate that there's a choice to be made. There's two things it means. One thing is that there might be a choice or decision that we have to make, where it's one way or the other way. And maybe we're weighing our options here. This person might be thinking and perceiving and maybe even writing out a list of the pros and cons and what the options are. What's the good about this choice? What's the good about that choice? What are some of the challenges of this choice? What are some of the challenges of that choice? So we're needing to kind of weigh things very carefully and equally. And making a potential, again, choice or decision in some matter. The other thing that I had in my head went away. So we're going to ask that it come back if it be important that our angels and guides want us to mention it. But definitely we're talking about equality and balance. This can even be about, you know, justice. Oh, I know what the other thing was. About juggling more than one thing. And now, unlike the 8 of Wands card where you're juggling a lot of things, this is like you're juggling a couple of things. Maybe you're juggling around a couple of ideas of what to do next in a project you're working on. Maybe you're juggling, between home and family and work and career. So there's like a couple of areas of life that maybe you're juggling and you're trying to stay balanced while you're doing so. And again, that other thing was juggling the pros and cons of making a choice or decision. This can also be about communication. You know, the sword suit is about networking or information or communication, and the number 2 here, with all the 2s that we got going on, might indicate where we're needing to have a very objective, because it's the sword suit. So we need to have an objective but open, honest, and clear communication with somebody else. And we don't need to get pulled into the emotions or the drama of it all. We need to stay very balanced. We need to just look if things are fair and equal, right? The number 2 is about equality, fairness. You know, it's like the justice card, sort of. So this is saying, is everything equal and just in this relationship matter, or in this conversation that we're having? Am I getting to speak as much as you're giving me your opinion? Are you listening to me? Am I listening to you? So there's a need to, again, be very balanced but objective in communications and conversations with other people. All right, so let's look at the last card, see what that is. Okay, well, we did mention the Justice card. We did mention balance. Isn't that interesting? Because we have that 2 of orbs that looks like she's balancing or weighing things. And now we have the Divine Justice card, right? Which is a woman usually holding the scales of justice. Okay, so this is exactly what we're talking about. It's interesting that, you know, that tiger energy does have that element of justice. All of the 2s, 2022, February is the 2nd month, all being, you know, with a key word of balance, equality, and justice. So there's something here where we're needing to really, this isn't only staying balanced, you know, within ourselves, like the 2 of orbs, but this is balance on a soul level, because this is a major arcana. This is Major Arcana number 11. And Major Arcana number 11, which is made up of a 1 and a 1. So now there's a balance there, right? 1 and 1 equals 2. So there's another 2 indication. The 1 is about self and the 2 is about the other, whoever that other might be. Family member, friend, coworker, significant romantic other. So we're needing to find this soul level divine justice and equality. You can see that, you know, this woman is like in the cosmos. Lady Justice here is part of the cosmos, part of the universal energy. It's sort of like cause and effect, and it's sort of like almost like the balancing out of karma. You know, we're balancing out the scales of justice here. Things that were out of balance or not just or equal are now going to be coming into balance. There's like a righting of the scales, meaning righting, righting of the scales. So if things were out of balance, if there was some karmic pattern, if you're in a karmic relationship where things are disempowering or not equal, as we move through February, there's a shift in the universal cosmos energy on a soul level here, where we're starting to right this imbalance. And it's not just in relationships necessarily. This can be in any situation in your life. It might be a career situation or matter. It might be a financial situation or matter, okay? Home and family situation or matter. But there's something that is coming back into balance. And you can't see what it is yet. You're just going to have to know that it's happening and have faith and trust, because this woman is blindfolded. She can't see, but she's not getting anxious about it. She's staying very balanced in herself as things are balancing themselves out, okay? So that's a pretty interesting reading for the month of February, isn't it? So let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card. I hope you had enough time to think about those stones of choice. So again, we've got amber, or we've got carnelian, or we've got the tangerine aura quartz. Okay. So let's give this a little shuffle, and we'll ask for the special message card for the amber people first. Special message for February 2022 for amber people. When I opened my eyes, this one was jumping out at me. It says you're already doing it. You are already doing it, okay? And it says stop overthinking, right? Our mind might be vacillating back and forth with that number 2, pros and cons, trying to make a decision, trying to make a choice. We're overthinking something. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Keep facing your true north. Keep facing in the direction your soul wants you to go. Keep facing and moving in the direction that feels right to you. Use your intuition. Okay, it says you're already doing it, so you must already be on the path you're supposed to be. Things are already unfolding the way they need to. Okay, maybe you're already working on something, but you're doubting it. Don't doubt it. Don't overthink it. Okay, maybe the divine timing has been off for it in the past, but now it's time to move forward with it. You know, maybe you've been trying to figure out what you're here to do in this lifetime as a light worker, or questioning if you're in the right career or on the right path, doing the right thing. It says you're already doing it, okay? You're already doing it, and stop overthinking it. Again, usually we're overthinking something if we seem to be stuck, or if we seem to be stalled or held back in some way, and then we start questioning, well, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing it. I'm getting that it was more about a divine timing thing. The timing wasn't right for some reason, or other key players needed to be set in place, or something needed to be set into motion. And maybe the universal cosmos or the astrological energies needed to support something shifting for you. Well, with this divine justice card, there's something shifting. There's an energy that's shifting. And now you can just continue to move in the direction that you already have been in. Or I should say this, is that maybe some of you are in a situation that you don't want to be in, I'm getting. And you've been thinking about, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? And again, stop overthinking. Facing your true north means aligning yourself with your truth. So if you're in a situation where you're not aligned with your truth, you're not aligned with your passion, you're not aligned with your creative self-expression and gifts that your soul is here to bring, then there needs to be a shift, yes. But don't overthink, and keep on just facing your true north. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the special message card for the carnelian people. Special message, carnelian. Okay. Oh boy. 2 of them are jumping out, so I'm going to shuffle, and if one of those is meant to be, it is going to be. And this one is calling my attention. Carnelian. Pillar of light. Carnelian people. Pillar of light. And it says, your vibration is rising. That's nice. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Okay, this is to me saying open your gifts. Open your crown chakra claircognizance. Open your third eye clairvoyance. Open your ear chakras, clairaudience. Open your heart chakra, clairsentience. Open up these gifts. Okay, open up your creative self-expression. You are the light. You're here to shine the light. That full moon in Leo that we have this month, Leo is all about shining its light through its creative gifts. And this to me is the message that you're supposed to embody. Visualize yourself as that pillar of light. Like, see the light coming down from the heavens through the crown chakra, and see it going out the soles of your feet and grounding into Earth Mother Gaia, and be within this and aligned with this pillar of light. Allow it to light you up. Allow it to activate the cellular memory of your gifts, talents, and abilities, and who you are and what you're meant to do on this planet. Your vibration is rising, okay? So you're having an activation. You're getting stronger and brighter. And you are the oracle, meaning that you're able to bring through the intuitive messages of guidance through your higher soul self. Through your higher soul self. You're going to be receiving messages, information, and guidance as to what to do next and where to go next, okay? Beautiful. And then for those of you that chose the Tangerine Aura quartz, Special message for Tangerine Aura Quartz. Okay, this one's calling my attention. Answer the call. Tangerine Aura Quartz people, answer the call. It says, what is your soul calling you to do? This year of the tiger is coming in strong, hard and fast, with confidence, courage, adventure, risk-taking. What is your soul calling you to do? Listen to that. So needing to be in self-reflection or meditation and just listen. Maybe automatic writing maybe will help to bring some sort of ideas or thoughts to clarity. But just be silent and listen. Get out in nature if it's possible. I know in a lot of the areas here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're in the dead of winter, but be out in nature if you can, or be in a special place within your own home where you can have some peace and silence and be undisturbed. Or maybe you have a sunroom, even though it's cold outside, you can still kind of be a little warm and cozy in your sunroom. And then listen to what Spirit is telling you. Listen to what your angels and guides are telling you. Listen to your higher soul self and what's coming through you. There's a pulling. There's some, they're pulling. I won't say they're pulling on you, but they're giving you, there's a pull towards where you need to go next. You know what you want to do. I mean, we all want to have fun and be passionate and be supported and respected and loved, and just, we want to do what brings us joy in life. So what would that be for you? Some of you answered the call. I feel like, as I'm looking at the image here, that some of you might be being called to move. I see mountains, a lake, mountains, a sunrise. So there might be a new beginning. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to happen this month, but start at least looking into it. If you're being called to move somewhere because where you're at doesn't resonate for you, you start to do your research. Start putting feelers out there. Start networking. Start, looking at different places that you might be being called to go. That might be the first step in answering the call. Okay? All right, everybody. I hope you've all enjoyed this monthly intuitive reading. Also, too, a little shout out. For those of you watching this video early on in February, I am starting my new beginning astrology class on February 5th. It's called Astrology for Self-Discovery, the Basics. And that starts Saturday, February 5th, and runs for 8 consecutive Saturdays and Sundays, 2 hours each class for a total of 16 hours. All of the details are on my website, along with a lot of other classes that are up there listed and ready to go. So if you have a calling to take some classes, see what's out there and available. I'd love to see you in some of those workshops or classes that I have going on. And if you have any questions about the upcoming astrology class that starts on February 5th, just email me, Colleen at sacredsoulempowerment.com, or you can message me on Facebook if you are connected with me that way. And I'm sending you lots of love and light and many wonderful energies for new adventures in February, the year 2022, and this new year of the tiger. Love and light, everyone. Blessings.